Hi everybody. We have two goals left, and the first one here is goal 14. Now with goal 14, we're dealing with operations with polynomials. And with the first operation that we need to know, there's only three. It's addition, subtraction, and then multiplication. So let's look at an example of addition. Ultimately, we're going to do the operation and then make sure our answer ends up in standard form. First step we should always do, if possible, is to distribute. In this case, there's nothing to distribute right here, but we do have a 2 to distribute right here. So let's take care of this 2. That's going to give us a 2x. This will give us a negative 8. So we have 2x minus 8. And since we can't distribute anything here, we can just bring this down, and we can actually drop the parentheses now because there's no more distribution to actually worry about. So from here, let's combine like terms. If we have 4x squares, there's no other x squares in here. That means the answer is simply 4x squared. If we look at our x's, we have 5 x's and 2 more x's. That means that we have a total of 7 x's. And then the last part, we have a negative 1 and a negative 8. So negative 1 and a negative 8 together are negative 9. That's your answer for addition. I'm not going to do many examples of this. I'm not going to do them anymore, actually, because this is a fairly easy problem. It should be a really straight review for you from middle school. Okay? The one that's going to be probably just a little bit more challenging would be subtraction. Again, same process. Distribute, and then we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So if we take the 4 and let's distribute that first, we end up with 12x squared. Take the 4 and distribute it to the negative 5. We have negative 20x. And take the 4 and distribute it to the 6. We end up with positive 24. Now, I showed you the horizontal method of adding these together right here in the first example. This is horizontally doing these. This example, I'm going to do it vertically so you can see the lining up of them vertically done. This is a negative 5 right here. We're going to take that negative 5 and distribute it, and we have a negative 5x squared. So I'm going to put that directly underneath right here. We have a negative 5 times x. This is a negative 5x. And we have a negative 5 times negative 1. That is a positive 5. I like to do this vertically mainly because it lines everything up nicely. And by doing the distribution here, the operation is already taken care of. So we don't have to worry about subtraction now. Now we just have to focus on combining like terms. So if I have 12x squared and I take away 5x squared, I end up with 7x squares. If I have negative 20x and I take away 5x, I'm going to end up with negative 25x. And if I have 24 plus 5, I'm going to have 29 for the overall value on this. And then this is our final answer. Okay? So that's subtraction. Now let's do two examples with multiplication. You guys use the word FOIL, and remember I told everybody don't use the word FOIL because when you think about these problems, it's not FOIL, it's really distribution, sorry. So let's distribute the way I showed you guys in class. First off, take this little 3x and we're going to go ahead and cover up the 4. We're going to distribute 3x to everything over to the right of it. So 3x times 5x, that's going to equal 15x squared. 3x times negative 1 is going to be negative 3x. Move this over, and now let's reveal the 4, because now we're going to take that 4 and we're going to distribute it to each part to the right of it. 4 times 5x is going to be 20x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So that means our answer is 15x squared when we combine like terms. This will be 17x, and then we have minus 4. And there's our answer for the first one. Okay? The reason we say distribute instead of FOIL is because FOIL only works when we're talking about first, outside, inside, last. And that's when we have a 2-term polynomial or a binomial times a binomial. So 2 times 2, we can have 4 letters for FOIL. But when we look at this, we have 2x minus 3, and we have x squared plus 4x minus 2. Zoom in on that so you guys can see the work on this. Do the same process. Instead of thinking about FOIL, we're going to be doing distribution. So do 2x times x squared. We're going to have 2x cubed. 2x times 4x, we're going to have 8x squared. 2x times negative 2, we have negative 4x. And then let's move this over. Negative 3 times x squared, we have negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times 4x is negative 12x. And negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Combine all these, we end up with 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 16x plus 6. That's just combining straight down with our values, and this is our final answer. Again, I didn't do too many of these problems with you. We have a lot in the packet, so if you have any extra questions on anything in the packet, please try to see me during seminar or some other time that I'm available. Okay? Take care.